Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. It is Hawkeye Day. I hope everyone's having a great day, great week. This episode was jam packed. Definitely another 9 out of 10. Let's not even waste time because I have a lot to say. So, we open up the episode right where we left off. Jack has Clint at the throat with Ronin's sword. Kate comes in like, whoa, 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 relax. Eleanor is like, what is going on? Why is Clint here? And then Jack does something weird. He's like, oh, you're Archer. You're the Archer. And I'm like, So your wife recognizes he's an Avenger, but you don't. I find that really hard to believe. And this could be one of two things. This could be an Easter egg because in the comics, he was often known as the Archer, I believe. Like it was a code name. It reminds me of the film Next Avengers Heroes of Tomorrow. I did a stream on it very recently. But at the beginning of the movie, every Avenger had a code name. The soldier, the spy, the knight, the ghost, and Clint was the Archer. So it could be a nod to the comics, but I just think it's strange that Jack of all people used that on Clint. I feel like there's something more to it, like maybe they're working together. I don't know. I'll get more into that later, but for now, I'm gonna chalk it up as an Easter egg. So basically, Eleanor sits them down. They have a little interrogation. And Kate and Clint have this back and forth, which is really, really hilarious. When Kate calls him CB1, it was really funny. And basically, she's saying, we're partners, we're besties. Clint's like, I don't know you like that, girl. Don't do that. I don't even consider us partners. Clint is increasingly trying to deny a partnership that is forming between him and Kate. And it's like, sir, at this point, after the events of the third episode, you guys are partners.
It's okay. Accept her. Love her. She's a great mentee. Come on.
See Eleanor noticeably tense up when Clint finally breaks down and tells her that they're working together. And that's definitely going to be an ongoing problem. And that's proven by the next scene. So Eleanor sees Clint out after the whole discussion. And she basically tries to convince Clint to have Kate back off from whatever they're doing. And so Clint says something along the lines of Kate's, pretty good at what she does. And then immediately, not even like a split second, Eleanor's like, Natasha was pretty damn good at it, wasn't she? I said, what? No, she did not just say that. Like, she is evil. You cannot trust people like that. I don't care. Eleanor is wicked. The fact that you brought up Natasha because you knew it would sting. You knew it would sting and it would serve as emotional manipulation. Because you could have brought up literally Tony Stark. Let's not forget. Natasha Romanoff did not have a funeral. The people in the MCU could give a damn about her death. It was not publicized. It was not heard around the world like Tony Stark's. Tony Stark's death is making ripples. We saw that in Far From Home. So she could have easily brought up Tony because they worked together. But she brought up Natasha because she knew it would sting. You're evil. Period. And then, after all that, she used the fact that he had kids, or assumed so, in order to, again, convince him to pull Kate out. I believe for a fact she has information on his family, and I'll get into that a little bit more. But I want to believe, sort of, kind of, that she's doing this because it's her daughter. She wants to see her safe. But then it's like, I also call bullshit. You are clearly doing this to protect yourself and your interests or the people you work for.
Because you're shady.
Because this isn't the first time that she's tried to block Kate from doing this whole thing. I mean, she tried to block her from investigating Armand, saying, let the police do it. Girl, what? What? You're in a whole security company with a whole criminal database. Let the police do it. Okay. It honestly makes me wonder about Kate's father, like, not Jack, but the original dad. Like, what did he do before he died? I don't know. It just seems like he was shady too. All that money they amassed, It's not clean. It's not clean.
But anyways.
So we see Clint took the Ronin sword from Jack. I think he left it against the wall and then he ended up swiping it. But he gets to the bottom, whatever. He's outside. He texts Laura, like, can you look up Sloan Limited? I'm like, oh, so Laura's got the connects. Either she has connections in the criminal underworld to look up a shell company, or she's got sophisticated resources to do so. Which, yeah, you could say, you know, she's using Clint's computer or whatever that he may have garnered from S.H.I.E.L.D., but nah, I think she has her own tech. So we're back with Eleanor, and she ends up making a phone call, actually. And she's like, can you call me back? It's urgent. And this is right after Clint tells her, I can't pull out of what I'm doing. Like, that's just not possible. I can't stop investigating. So I wonder, who did she call? Did she call the guy upstairs? Or did she call Maya/Kazi? Like, I don't know. Whatever it was, it ended up paying off at the end of the episode. Laura calls Clint back, and basically we find out Sloan is a shell company for the Tracksuit Mafia, and Jack is the CEO, supposedly. Truthfully, I don't know if he's the CEO. I don't really believe it. I really think Jack was placed here as a red herring for Eleanor and her shady shit. And in this case, he's a scapegoat for what she's doing on the side. And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, if Eleanor used Jack's name as a scapegoat for whatever shady business she's doing, what if Armand found out about that? And that's why he accosted her in the first episode, and then he ended up dead. Like, that could have been why he was so angry, because of her business dealings, and she's not honest, right? And then maybe he was mad that you're using my flesh and blood to do your dirty work, almost. I don't know. Anything's possible. So during the call, Laura just starts speaking German to ask about the Rolex. And I was like, what in the world? So I'm glad the Rolex is coming back into play. I didn't think it was going to be of importance, even though, hello, that's what they were after. Because they mentioned it in the first episode and then it just never came back up until now. So I'm glad it's getting the spotlight. But both of them, both Clint and Laura, are aware that this Rolex has a transmitter, which is a little odd that they both know that. But Clint asks Laura to track it, you know, case may be, so we can figure out what's going on. Why do they want the watch? This is why I think she's Mockingbird. Like, the way she did that, the fluidity, you don't learn that from just taking some classes and now you're fluent in the language. No. That's years worth of practice and application. I don't care. Like, on the job type of shit. Especially when communicating with someone else, switching in and out of languages like that. Come on. That's something you would see Natasha doing. Come on. Laura tells Clint to ice up and rest. And I wrote this down because I just find that it's interesting that she knows from how he's speaking that he's rugged and he needs to ice up and rest. Again, this is why I think she's Mockingbird. This type of perception, you don't gain that from just being a typical wife or housewife and your guys are superhero doing their thing. No. This is years of body language, right? Noticing that, paying attention to that, and how else are you going to really do that outside of being on the job with your significant other? Just saying. So, we cut away from that. We're back with Kate and Eleanor and Jack. Kate tries to tell Eleanor about Jack again, but is unsuccessful. Jack ends up serenading Eleanor for a hot second, and you can see Kate kind of let her guard down because she sees her mom is genuinely happy in her eyes, and she's like, oh, it's been so long since I've seen you like this. Oh, and I'm like, Kate, you better not let up. You better keep your foot on his neck, and you better start putting some pressure on your mother's neck. That's all I'm saying. This moment, this touching moment, inspires Kate to go by the apartment and pretty much pull Clint into Christmas festivities. She's like, you know, I know you can't be home, but we can still do your Christmas traditions. It's movie night. I got pizza. I got the dog. I got movies. Let's do it. So I thought it was very sweet, very thoughtful. It was so cute. They do a montage, but before that, Clint lets Kate know, like, Sword Boy, your dad or stepdad, he is the CEO of Sloan Limited. She takes a pause and she's like, okay, we gotta stop him. We gotta stop him. So they do this montage. I thought it was nice. We're building and building on Clint and Kate's dynamic and growing partnership. I thought it was awesome. They talk about trick arrows. Clint teaches Kate some type of like coin thing where she throws it and she can knock something out or turn something on. And of course, we know that's going to come back within the next 2 episodes. Things start to get a little bit personal. Clint tells Kate about the time he met Nat and how, that was his best shot, was not taking a shot at all because he was assigned to kill her. But when it came down to it, he just couldn't because he saw that she wanted out and it turned out to be the best decision. And I really like how Nat's death is truly holding an impact on Clint. I mean, why wouldn't it? But you never know with these writers. I think it's great that Natasha's memory is being honored in this way through the show. I mean, through Yelena, who comes in at the end of the episode, and through Clint with his various memories and flashbacks, and really, I would say, I guess, PTSD from witnessing her die. I just love that. It was
More than she got in her own film, really.
this leads into a conversation about Ronin. Kate's like, are you Ronin? And she basically puts the pieces together without words. And Clint takes this time to really sit Kate down. Like, I need you to understand the reality of who I am and, more importantly, what I am. Because at the end of the day, I'm a weapon. I was designed to hurt people, and that's it. My time as Ronin, I reverted back to who I was at my core, a weapon, a killer. And she's like, I don't believe you. Like, you're a hero. You made a mistake. And I'm like, ooh, Kate, a mistake. Ooh. But it's clear that, at least to me, I feel like Clint is trying to convince Kate to distance herself from him. I don't know if he really believes 100% that he's just a cold-blooded killer. I don't think he believes that 100%. But in this case, he's trying to convince Kate, like, get away from me. I'm no good. It was kind of a somber ending to the night. But we cut to the next day. Clint tells Kate, you need to go get my arrows from the LARPers. Really funny. I'm glad they're back in the picture. And Clint goes to have a talk with Kazi. So Kate gets the NYPD to basically help her with some evidence tampering, or at least a member of the NYPD, to get Clint's arrows back. And it was a trade-off. Like, oh, we'll get you the information if you get us materials for our costume. And it seems like the LARPers are going to be responsible for giving us Hawkeye's comic accurate suit, which I'm here for it. But Clint goes to talk with Kazi. And this point, he's planting the seeds of doubt, planting the seeds of mistrust in the tracksuit mafia through Kazi. He's like, Kazi, you're a doormat. Sorry to say, you're not really moving up anywhere in the organization, and you've been doing this for how long? Like, first you were under Maya's dad, now you're under Maya. You know that she's chasing a ghost, and this thing she has with Ronin is going to get her killed. And I can't convince her of that, only you can. So I wonder if he's going to really try and convince Maya to stop going after Ronin. Considering that she got shot with an arrow at the end of the episode, I feel like the conversation's gonna happen, and we may get a scene where Maya's pushed out and Kazi steps up. Who knows? So Clint's back at the house, and he gets a text from Laura, which is like the location of the Rolex. So they go and find it, bring it back. Turns out it's at Maya's apartment. Kate goes in to find it, and Clint starts talking about the owner of the watch. He's not giving her the full story, aka the audience is not getting the full story, but he speaks with the pronoun their. They're long retired, but their identity is connected to the watch. If the tracksuit gets it, their cover's blown. Bye friend. Now, originally, like way back when I saw the watch, I immediately thought, oh, it was Tony. And then the way he was speaking about the owner in this episode for a hot second, I was like, oh, okay, it could still be Tony. But then he started speaking more in present tense, and I was like, ooh, it's not Tony. Who could it be? I only have two options at this point, because the person who he's talking about is clearly close to him. He clearly cares about him a lot. So only two people really fit the bill. Laura Barton or Jack. Either one. Personally, I think more so Laura could be the owner of the watch. I mean, we've seen throughout the series, she has the connections, she has the know-how, she knows Clint's in and outs. I think the biggest hint for me was the fact that she was so cool, calm, and collected about Clint's exploits as Ronin. I don't know about you, but if I were in her position, or put any other significant other from the MCU, just put them in her position, they would not be as cool, calm, and collected. There's no way. The only way that could settle right in your spirit is if you've been in that position, if you've killed before. There's just no other way. I think she may have ruffled some feathers, killed some people in the past, and it pissed off Kingpin, and now he's after blood. And that watch may be tied to her. Now, in Jack's case, I think it could be Jack because Clint refers to this person as a friend. It could be a means to throw us off, but who knows? For those who don't know, Jack is Swordsman, and in the comics, Swordsman is Clint's mentor, which is why I said it could be him. Plus, like I said, Laura knows about the tracker and the watch, so anything's possible. Kate grabs the watch, she finds it, but then she also notices that there's a notebook with detailed information on Clint's family. Another mystery. Where the hell did they get that information from? Maya, if you remember last episode, she told Kazi to go find out information on Clint Barton. But where did Kazi get that information from? Clint's family is not just something you could on Google and just, ooh, I found it. Like, they were kept secret by S.H.I.E.L.D. I assume their identities are still kept in secret, especially with everything that's happened. So I wonder if maybe he got that information from Eleanor. Did he get it from Kingpin? I don't know. There are so many possibilities, and my best guess right now, I think he may have gotten it from Eleanor, and Eleanor may have gotten it from Jack. Or she may have gotten it from her security company, because they have the means to hack into literally anything and anyone. So anyhow, Maya comes into the house.
Boom.
It's Maya versus Kate. Bow, 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 bow. On the rooftop, we got Clint versus Yelena.
Bow, 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 bow.
I'm like, When I first saw the scene, I was like, who was on the roof? Because I didn't know Yelena was making an appearance in the episode. I didn't see any spoilers or anything like that. So I was genuinely shocked when she appeared, but she had a bomb-ass fight scene. Her entrance was very nice. I'm wondering how this is going to turn out when she finds out Clint didn't really kill her sister, or if she'll even hear him out. But Clint and Yelena, they're on the rooftop. Kate joins them, then Maya. Then it becomes a four-way fight. Clint is going against Maya and Yelena, Kate, Maya, Yelena, each other, and then towards the other people, it's just chaos. It's pure chaos, and it's purely amazing. But through the fight, Yelena tosses Kate off the roof, but not before attaching a zip line, I think, to her belt, which I thought was interesting because it's like, oh, you can tell Kate is not the intended target, and Yelena's not going to kill someone just to kill them. So this speaks to her adventures in Black Widow and how she's not just a programmed machine to kill. So I thought that was nice, a nice touch. Clint grabs Kate before it's too late, and it's a callback to what happened on Volmir with Nat's death. And Clint looks at her. He's having flashbacks of Nat, of Eleanor and their conversation, and he cuts the rope and says, Kate, get out. Kate's like, I'm not listening to you, bye. So she heads back up to the roof. Yelena and Maya are giving Clint the business. They had a telepathic conversation and decided, let's not fight each other, let's fight Clint. And it was like, Clint. Clint. This doesn't look too good for you, buddy. Kate saves them with the arrow. It's like some type of sound deafening thing. And Yelena's unmasked. Hawkeye realizes, holy shit, this is a Black Widow. This has gotten too real too fast. Kate, we're done. So he dissolves any partnership that they had, and pretty much just pushes Kate away. Like, we're done. This is too real. You're going to get killed. We're done. And that's pretty much where the episode ends. Yeah, like I said, this was a bomb episode with a nice, small, contained fight scene at the end of the episode. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm excited for what's to come. I can't wait till Eleanor's revealed as evil. I mean, that's what I'm going with at this point. She's just too shady for me. Especially after this episode. Nah. I don't think Jack's entirely innocent, but I mean, he really could be undercover. Who knows? Yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. Thank you guys for listening and watching. I will catch you guys sometime, maybe this weekend or maybe next week for Hawkeye's next episode. But either way, I'll see you then. And we are 5 days away from my birthday. See you guys then. Bye.